With the Municipal Corporation elections just around the corner, people have started to raise their voice against the problems they are facing. Apart from encroachment, which is one of the biggest problems here, clogged drains and broken footpaths with no place for residents and pedestrians to walk form bigger issues.
सबसे पहली समस्या यहाँ की सीवर लाइन की जो कि कितने सालों पुरानी है, आज तक ठीक नहीं हुई।
पानी जो है वो टाइम पे नहीं आता है तो कभी गंदा भी आता है।
लगभग 1 किलोमीटर का पैच है जिसमें इतनी बड़ी जाम लगती है, इस 1 किलोमीटर को पार करने में 1.5 घंटे समय लग जाते हैं।
माल लगाते हैं, हमारा माल उठा के ले जाते हैं और उसमें दिक्कत हमारे लोगों को आ जाती है।
जो सीनियर सिटीजन बच्चों को कहीं पार्क में ले जाता है, नहीं बैठने के लिए कोई बेंच है, नहीं उनके लिए पानी का प्रबंध है सीनियर सिटीजन के लिए।
जो ये बुध बाजार लगता है ना, उस दिन तो आप क्या पैदल भी नहीं निकल सकते। बस एमसीडी जो है तय बाजारी में बताते हैं 100 आदमियों को लाइसेंस दे रखा होगा, 2000 आदमी ये दुकान लगा के बैठते हैं।
यहाँ पे तो बहुत जल्दी एमसीडी वालों की स्ट्राइक होती रहती है। 6-6 दिन तक यहाँ पे कूड़ा पड़ा रहता है।
पानी नालियों का पानी आता है वाटर सप्लाई में, और इसकी अब हम कई बार शिकायत भी कर चुके हैं।
अभी चुनाव आएंगे, अभी हाथ जोड़ कर आ जाएंगे सारे के सारे।
We want something substantial to be done by the corporator whosoever come.
बस इसके बाद कोई शकल नहीं देखने को मिलेगी।
Our majestic national capital, the city of Delhi, votes now for its municipal corporation. Let me give you a recap, viewers, on the kind of year that Delhi has had. It has had waterlogging. When John Kerry flew in from the United States and laughed at the city of Delhi, saying, do you use cars or do you use boats to get around this city? It's had the worst case of air pollution in several years. It's had 5 different MCD or civic body strikes when garbage piled up on the street in the most disgusting manner. It had one of the worst cases of a dengue outbreak that caused deaths in the city of Delhi. The hospitals are in terrible condition, the schools are in terrible condition, and the state government and the BJP-run MCDs cannot see eye to eye, and the city has come to a grinding halt more than once in the last 1 year. Here is another opportunity for the citizens of Delhi to take back the city that is rightfully ours and not let it get scraped and brushed and stomped about by politics one more time. But like in every election, we have representatives of every political party who brought out their manifestos on how they're going to save the magnificent city of Delhi one more time. The question we're asking this evening, are these manifestos enough? Will any of them actually do what they're promising? And can Delhi be saved? Can we have a year in Delhi when water doesn't log, when pollution doesn't poison, when garbage doesn't pile up on the streets, when children can play and breathe and live like they should? Will the people who run the city of Delhi actually take responsibility for it? And here's an opportunity for us as citizens to demand answers of these people as we open up our phone lines this evening, viewers, to you. On the show this evening, Puja Bahri is representing the Congress party in Delhi. Raman Mallik representing the BJP. Ashutosh Dikshit is the CEO of URJA, which is an organization that studies the government and all of the things it achieves or fails to do so. Vikram Singh, former DGP of UP, joins us now as an active citizen, talking about what he expects. Neerja Chowdhury is a very senior journalist. Aishwarya Bhati is the Supreme Court advocate. All of them are also residents of Delhi. Raja Mujeeb is the spokesperson of the Swaraj India party. If you're thinking, viewers, that there's something missing on this panel, yes, there is. The Aam Aadmi party is missing. It has refused to be part of this conversation after repeated phone calls and text messages from myself and my team. They have refused to come in and talk about the plans that they have for the city of Delhi, and I think that alone by itself is appalling. I want to start with Neerja. Neerja, we heard the people of Delhi speak, and these are the problems: waterlogging, water that either doesn't come or comes in dirty, encroachments, traffic, air pollution. What does Delhi need, Neerja?
Oh, that's a very big question. But when you look at it, a country of 125 crore people, a country surging forward, a country dreaming to be a regional and world power, a country with huge talent, and we have sewers clogged, we have chikungunya and dengue every year, and not, you know, a few hundred cases, but 5 to 10 lakh cases last year. And we all know what happened. We are breathing polluted air of a kind that foreign diplomats ask for a posting outside of India because they don't want their children to be suffering. Now that does not say much about the capital of a country like India. So to my mind, the MCD election is even more important than the national elections, because that is the level at which things can get done and changed. I would have liked our best people to go as corporators in city elections and also in Delhi. So we, you know, one is looking at it with hope, one is also has a bit of cynicism of whether these people who will be elected will really deliver on the promises they are making. Some of them have made very important promises, and whether we'll get a clean, safe, healthy Delhi where our children can have a better future.
Absolutely. Let me start with the BJP, given that it is the government in the centre at this point. Raman Mallik represents the BJP. Raman Mallik, I'm looking at the manifesto released by the BJP. Food for 10 rupees a plate, more public toilets, an improved drainage system. Very interestingly, at number 5 comes in the provision of cow shelters and the provision of food for cows. I really appreciate that. The thing I'm missing though, Raman Mallik, on your entire manifesto after we read about cows is women. Where do women come in, Raman Mallik? After cows, there's Chhat Puja ghats that will be looked after, CCTV cameras and water purifiers in every school. Women's safety doesn't get mentioned. Delhi has the worst track record for safety for women in the country. Why don't women figure in the manifesto of the BJP, Raman Mallik?
See, okay, women's safety. These two particular factors are being taken as an essential part of being in governance. If you see all the area, if we look at this area per se, there is a lot of women candidates here who are first timers. We have given them ample space. And especially the one that I am looking after as of right now, I have 4 wards under me. I'm taking care of a constituency of Vidhan Sabha in Delhi, and where all 4 wards, they are 4 women. So 100% representation where I am in. But coming on to this stuff, see, women's safety, there was claimed that they're going to put CCTVs, marshals, in DTC buses, things like that. Where is that? That was part of the state government.
Where is it? No, Raman Mallik, don't deflect my question. Don't deflect my question. My question is, women's safety does not find mention in the BJP manifesto. As the MCD, putting street lights in, putting CCTV cameras in, actually putting, if you believe other parties have not fulfilled their promises, actually putting the marshals in at a street corner so women feel safer. Why is there no mention of women in your manifesto?
See, if you look at it, this is a local body manifesto. This is about works of the local body. As per the women's safety factor is concerned, whether it was our state manifesto of Delhi or whether it is the central government manifesto, everywhere that is there with prominence, and we are working towards it. And there is no 2 words that this government led by Narendra Modi is taking care of everything which is pertaining to women, from girls to old age women, and from ladies who are becoming mother to people to ladies who are wanting to create their own livelihood. Every aspect is being looked into, and and work is under progress, Faye.
By
You
whom?
cannot defy that under Mudra Yojana, under other things,
No. See.
women are given all the possibilities to grow. And whereas
Raman Mallik, you're deflecting my question. I'm going to take this back to Neerja Chowdhury. Neerja Chowdhury, the street on which the victim of the Nirbhaya crime was discarded still doesn't have the street lights. It is still a dark patch. And this is, Raman Mallik, for your information, things that come under the purview of the local body that is currently being run by the BJP. Street lights, CCTV cameras.
That is a PWD road, ma'am. That was never a MCD road, that was a PWD road. Please understand, Delhi has a multi-tier system. That particular road, if you can check, it's a PWD road which comes under the state government, not the MCD.
So you're saying that women continue to be unsafe because of the state government.
These things should not be ignored.
Neerja Chowdhury?
Look, I don't care whether it's PWD or MCD. The fact is that the road is not well lit. You're absolutely right in raising that question. And I think the PW, I hope after tonight when it is being raised, the PWD will tick out MCD and MCD will put pressure on PWD. So at the end of it, we have a well lit road. This passing of blame, it doesn't speak well of any of the authorities, whether it's the state government or the MCD. As a result, the citizen has to suffer and suffer day after day, month after month without any remedial action being taken.
Vikram,
I'm very glad you're raising these very specific issues.
Very specific issues,
Well,
and my point simply is this. Raman Mallik, I appreciate, like Neerja said, I appreciate.
You represent me.
I appreciate the things you've written in your manifesto. Point number 5 is the provision of cow shelters and the provision of food for cows, which I fully support. But at some point, provision of shelter for women, provision of safety for women. Women at some point should also find mention. If at anything, after you mention the cows, bring us in at the next point. We'll be happy. Mention at all.
Faye, if I empower the women, of this country to have their own livelihood, to become masters of their own destiny, I don't think they will require shelters. They will require, people who are against them will require shelters, not the women.
Raman Mallik, please don't talk to me like I'm not a woman myself. Are you telling me that a woman with a job has never been raped in the city of Delhi? Are you telling me a woman who looks after her own livelihood has never been raped in the city of Delhi?
It's not about that. Please, Faye,
I'm talking about rape. I'm talking about rape. I'm not talking about livelihood.
I'm not talking about jobs. I'm talking about rape. Rapes happen in US. Rapes happen everywhere. It is not that rape only is an Indian specific issue.
Yes, treat it like an Indian specific issue because it's happening to Indian women. I don't care what's happening in the US. I don't live in the US. Save the women of Delhi. I'm saying it over and over again. Save the women of Delhi. I don't understand why a single one of these manifestos do not have the women of Delhi right on top of that list. What can be more important? The Congress party aims to cut down house tax. Somebody else is talking about pollution. Where are the women? 50% of your population doesn't figure. Cows figure, women don't figure. Raman Mallik, give me a justification. Give me a justification. Half the population of Delhi. Are you telling me women who have jobs don't get raped?
MCD is
Are you telling me women who get raped don't need shelter?
MCD has to work for local body. Ma'am, women require all the legal support and all the possibilities that are there and which is being given by the government of the country as well as the local, the state governments. The local bodies are about works, infrastructure, things like that.
Okay, thank you, Raman Mallik, for that quick class on what the local body actually looks after. I'd like to tell you that I believe there are a lot of things that the local body looks after, like lighting,
we are giving elderly shelters. We are giving shelters to women. Women shelters are not under local bodies. They are run by the state government.
They're also run by the central government, and they're still not available in the city of Delhi. Ashutosh Dikshit, would you? Yes, Neerja wants to respond. Neerja respond, and then I'll go to Ashutosh Dikshit.
Our Women and Child Welfare Minister has been doing all possible things.
I want to.
Neerja Chowdhury.
I think I would like to ask Mr. Mallik and the others also from the other parties, is it very unreasonable as a citizen of Delhi for us to question you, and elections are going to take place in 4 days' time, to question you on what you will do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to ensure women's safety in the city of Delhi, given the powers that you will have? Forget the powers you don't have. Is it very unreasonable for us to ask from you this question?
Okay. It is not at all unreasonable for any citizen to ask any question out of a public or out of a person or a party in power. Not at all. But let's understand what the MCD is about to do. When chosen into power, the BJP-led MCD in all three, South, East and North, would make sure that all streets under it would be properly lit. We will make sure that the walkways are good. They are safer places. We will try and accommodate as much as we can for giving all possible help to any woman who is destitute or there's any problem with them. Whether it is giving services like Aadhaar cards and other things or certificates, whatever is required, the digitalization would also help them by getting and making things easy for them to avail all these facilities which are under MCD. So all that I can say as of right now is
Ashutosh Dikshit is the CEO of URJA, which actually studies the governance of the city of Delhi. Ashutosh Dikshit, unfortunately, while I appreciate Raman Mallik's offer or plans right now to provide training to women to make them self-reliant, to give them Aadhaar cards, women with jobs, self-reliant, holding Aadhaar cards have been raped in Delhi. How are we going to stop that, Ashutosh Dikshit? Would you help us understand how safety of women comes under the purview of the local government?
Well, the safety of women has many aspects to it. Policing is one aspect, but safety of public spaces is another, lighting is another, safe roads is another, footpaths where communities can walk together is another. All these things would come under local bodies. It may not be the municipality because the division of offices in PWD and MCD are rather confusing in Delhi. But there are several collateral things which will affect the safety. It's not just policing per se. And that has been woefully ignored in Delhi in terms of the fact that our civic infrastructure is in a shambles. So that definitely has to be done by both the Municipal Corporation and the civic agencies within the Delhi government.
And also, Ashutosh, tell me, what is your review of the BJP manifesto? I'm sure you've read it.
Well, I've read all the manifestos, this and the Congress manifesto too. And, well, to be very honest, you know, the thing is that manifestos all talk about intentions, and I'm sure political parties mean well. But to deliver on manifestos, you require a vehicle which is called the state administration. Now, what is happening here is that the state administration has remained the same. What about training for officers? What about their accountability? The real problem actually is lying at the delivery level, at the level of the vehicle which delivers all this. So unless and until you fix accountability in offices of the government that deliver these things, the corporator doesn't deliver. The MP does not deliver. He's supposed to take my representation to the government, which basically means a government office. Now, when he goes to the government office, the officers, if they do not deliver, the officers are simply not accountable to the public. So no manifesto at all talks about how the state administration will become smart. Without a smart administration, you can't fix this. These problems cannot be fixed by changing politicians every 5 years. Not only Delhi, you can't fix it in Mumbai. The problem of drains and rains can't be fixed by changing corporators. This has to happen. The scale of these problems are so large that they have to be fixed at the administrative level. The officers, the training, the infrastructure that they have, the accountability to the public, which they don't have at all. There is just nothing a public person can do if he makes a complaint. Grievance redressal is in a mess. You can keep on and on complaining to a government department. There is nothing that is going to happen.
Ashutosh, I also want you to respond onto the other manifestos as well. But Puja Bahri joins us right now from the Congress party. Puja, let's take a look at the Congress manifesto. Raman Mallik also. Puja, let's take a look at the Congress manifesto. And I'm glad you want to come in. The Congress manifesto, point number 1, poverty, urban poverty alleviation, bringing down house tax, providing unemployment. Let me just let my audience know. Providing unemployment allowance, regularize sanitation workers. You will also have a separate manifesto for urban infrastructure. CSR will be used for poverty alleviation. 5 lakh street vendors will be identified, registered and provided licenses. Health and accident cover, unemployment allowance and other benefits will be provided to unorganized sector workers. The manifesto also talks about creating a development fund for unauthorized colonies to then regularize them. Interestingly, Puja, as a woman yourself, did you not notice that the Congress manifesto completely leaves out the women of Delhi?
No. I think you missed the point. They do state it, in fact it's in front of me, that they have decided to build women's hostels in the vacant MCD land banks. And also, according to the MCD section 42, the MCD is supposed to be providing lighting in all the streets, which also goes a very long way in women's safety. And the present MCD, they have already identified 7,300 dark spots in the city. So that's one issue we will take up. As about regularizing the street hawkers and streamlining where they're supposed to be, that is also going to help in the women's safety. So whatever, and the biggest thing what the Congress is proposing, and also to answer Ashutosh's query and concern, is the MCD right of citizen for time-bound delivery of services charter. So the Congress has already listed down 13 points, and along with the RWAs in the Bhagidari scheme, they are going to add in more points. So this will kind of take care of all the lighting, the garbage, the parks, the plans of the buildings, the construction, everything. So this is a very, very big point from the Congress coming in.
Puja, unfortunately, the Congress manifesto officially on your website did not hold the point about women's safety. It didn't mention women's safety. But I'll give you this platform right now to make a promise to the people of Delhi on behalf of your party.
It's in front of me.
Make a promise to the people of Delhi on behalf of your party.
Sorry?
As to what you will achieve in terms of streetlights. What will you achieve in terms of safety for women? We're not talking about creating hostels. I'm talking about making the spaces that already exist safer. Just the other day, a member of my own fraternity, a journalist in Delhi, was attacked brutally in a public park in the evening when she went for a walk.
Exactly.
How are you going to make sure that never happens again?
Because it wasn't lit well. That is what, with CCTV cameras and with proper lighting. This is the main thing. And, I do kind of can relate to that also, because I even spoke about it before, and I know street lighting goes a long way, but I only see the BJP, whenever I've been going on debates, is that they don't have any money. So the Congress has also come out with the fiscal plan, first of all, and this came out on the 6th of March, so it's nothing new. So they plan to make the MCD self-reliant first, so that they have enough funds to let out and do all these things that they are promising. Even the Bhagidari scheme, which is now just a lip service with the present government, they are going to revive it again, and they're going to make sure the RWAs are working hand in hand with the corporations. So it's not just, talking and criticizing on the issues, they're coming out with solutions. And this is what I feel is the main point of the Congress. And I really feel that the, the MCD right of citizen to time-bound delivery of services is going to go a long way in women's safety and everything possible to make our Delhi the Delhi of our dreams.
Vikram Singh, are you impressed?
Not really, Faye. You've asked a straight question, and I think I can hear you very well, Faye. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Vikram Singh. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Very well. I think you've posed a straight question, and I would like to give a straight answer. I am not impressed, and I'm an average citizen. I do not expect the moon. What I expect is just the basic, as Mr. Ashutosh Ji has said, good governance, accountability, and proper delivery. That is not asking for the moon. And as Madam Neerja Ji has very beautifully articulated, her questions can be very disconcerting and uncomfortable to our political friends here on the panel. But again, if she has questioned, and as you rightly have said, what about the security of women? Is it too much to request for street lights? Is it too much asking for CCTVs? Is it too much to ask for proper roads and proper sanitation? Women's security And there are so many issues that are closely intertwined that it is difficult to distinguish one from the other. The interconnectivity of the Delhi government, the MCD, the central government, somebody will have to take a call and take the responsibility that the people and the citizens of Delhi are interested only in good governance and nothing else. Alibis are just not acceptable, and apportioning the blame on one another is just not acceptable. A single party has been responsible for running the MCD in the last 20 years of the 25 years that it has been in existence, and therefore it has a major role and accountability. Others too, let us collectively promise that we need to come together, pool our resources so that we are able to give a brave front, give an appropriate answer to the security issue of women. It is not very difficult, but yes, we need to be together. Mr. Raman Mallik was so very proactive and forthright in one of the shows. I would certainly expect Mr. Raman Mallik to share his putting his best foot forward again on the show, that yes, he will come forward, and if the manifesto has missed out, you can make corrections now and make amends now. It's still not too late.
I want to bring in Aishwarya Bhati here. Aishwarya Bhati, we've been looking at the manifestos of various political parties, and it does seem, this is something that really bothers me, it does seem that women of Delhi get left out, are not on a priority list.
Yeah, but it's very unfortunate, and it's very nice that you're bringing out this program. I mean, I did not notice that it was absolutely absent in all these manifestos. And, you know, I don't know if you remember the last time we did a show on the Nirbhaya fund having not been utilized. We discussed how we need a surgical strike on the issue of women's safety. This is not an issue that can wait any longer. We can't. Any society, any nation, any country cannot proceed unless its women can, go about safely doing the things that they can. And what are you saying? It's not about empowering this 50% of the population. It is about ensuring that the 50% of the population is able to give its full potential for the betterment of her family, of her society, of her nation. So we need to stop looking at women's safety as a liability. We need to start looking at it as, if we give women's safety, if it's at the highest parameter, that adds to our resources, that adds to our assets. And unless we, look at it with a urgent and immediate action like a surgical strike, I mean, black money, sure, it was a great thing that happened, demonetization. Surgical strike on the Pakistan border, great. We need a surgical strike on the issue of women's safety. And what better place to lead than Delhi? This is the capital of the country that we are talking about. Foreigners, when they come on foreign visits, anybody from the American president to other heads of states and important people, when they come here, they make such remarks about the civic facilities in our state. Somebody comes in a boat in the rainy season, somebody talks about the stench, the mosquitoes, chikungunya, dengue. And the American president, when he came, he said every woman should be able to go about her day and travel in a bus and metro and feel safe about it. So such important people coming, foreigners coming and making these comments on women's safety and civic issues in our country, in the capital of our country, it reflects so badly. So we need to focus on this issue right now, and I really compliment and commend you for taking this issue at such a high priority.
Well, that's always been my first priority, remains my first priority. Raman Mallik and Puja from the Congress party. We also have the representative of the Swaraj party on the phone line. Incidentally, he wasn't able to make it to our studio because of the traffic in Delhi. Another problem that the people who run the city of Delhi need to consider very carefully. Let me now bring up a second issue that neither the Congress nor the BJP manifestos are putting on the list. Air pollution. Air pollution and health issues of dengue and malaria that killed people in the city of Delhi last year are mentioned in neither one manifesto. Raman Mallik of the BJP, why is air pollution not a priority? If people who live in Delhi are now having to move out so their children don't develop asthma, isn't that something that the civic body can consider?
See, there are a couple of things which we must understand. And again, you will point out things that you are putting a statement which is about division of power and how is the citizen concerned. But then that's the factual part. Now, Pollution Control Department is not under the local bodies. They have a minister who's taking care of it.
Construction
But
permissions?
having said that,
Construction
my
permissions?
point is simple.
Construction permissions come under the local body. Dust comes under the local body.
Construction permission, there are certain, yes, they do.
Regulations on whether or not
yes, they
people
do.
should
Yes,
wash
they
down
do.
the wheels of
100%
their
they do.
trucks when they leave construction sites come under the local body. Permissions for events and how those events are carried out come under the local body.
Can they?
I could keep going on. You could set up air purifiers in various points of the city as the local body. See, it's not about what you cannot do. What can you do? Tell me, actually, Raman Mallik, let's wheel this back. Tell me what you can do. And then I will try and find solutions within the purview of what you think you can do on how we can solve the problems of women's safety, air pollution, and waterborne or vector-borne diseases in the city of Delhi. Tell me what the MCD can do, because your party has been running the MCD for 20 years. Tell me what you can do and I'll find solutions for you.
MCD has the biggest challenge. Please understand, MCD has the biggest challenge of taking care of what was authorized by the government in Delhi at times in the last 10 years of a lot of development which were planned, and then a huge lot of them which were unplanned. Now, the kind of population burst that we had was phenomenal. And going further to that, this manifesto very clearly says, and what we are committed to do is get the city clean. That is number one. Get the city with minimalistic paperwork. That is number 2. 3, making things digital so that people have to travel less. Number 4, give health facilities. Number 5, improving things which we have already done. Number 6, lighting in a major way. Number 7, creating green power. Number 8, making a lot of skill development centers. There are endless things. We are in a continuous progress. And let me remind you something. There were CCTVs committed, there were colleges committed, there were things committed. How much of things have happened? People know about it. People are busy going to all the states but not bothered about this city where their chief ministers. Having said that, I would still say something more. That here there's a local government which has taken things head on and has done a lot of work. Yes, there are issues which are there which are not fulfilled. But then nobody is perfect, and we are trying to do each and everything. We have brought in major changes in our own self to deliver. That is the biggest point. And Congress,
let me bring in Ashutosh Dikshit. Ashutosh Dikshit, Neerja Chowdhury, nobody is perfect, unfortunately. Unfortunately, Neerja Chowdhury, nobody is perfect. And here we have an MCD that has been run by the BJP for 20 years. Neerja Chowdhury, we would like to be a little closer to perfect than we are right now.
Yeah.
And we're committed
I
to
think,
do that.
you know, given every manifesto has in general terms, health, education, you know, but I would have liked, you know, for a MCD, for the party to say, for instance, last year there were 10 lakh cases of chikungunya and dengue.
Yes.
10 lakh, 1 million cases. Any other place the government would have gone with that kind of a health crisis. I would have liked each of the 3 parties to tell me this year it's not
none less than the Union Health Minister almost a month back has already started working.
Nobody has said in general good health.
We already have 103 cases till the 8th of April.
None other than the Union Health Minister,
we can all say good health, good education. It's very easy to do that.
Ashutosh Dikshit.
This will happen again this year. Despite their best intentions, they will not be able to fix it.
Why not?
They do not have the wherewithal for it. They do not have the equipment. They do not have the capability. They have no mechanism, no structured mechanism by which they can involve community groups to do it. We have talked on and on with the Municipal Corporation as well as the National Vector-Borne Disease Control Program. They do not have the mechanisms. They only run awareness programs and keep it. There's no way to do it.
Yes. You know, here's my question to you. For the BJP-run MCD that's been running Delhi for these many years, and I accept Raman Mallik, nobody is perfect. Ashutosh, if 10 is perfect, on a scale of 1 to 10, one being the furthest away from perfect, where would you place the current MCD?
Less than 5.
Less than 5. As far away from perfect as ideally we would like to be. And that's unfortunately the truth. Vikram Singh, go ahead.
-1 maybe. Mr. Ashutosh has been very liberal, but I would say that nobody can be perfect. But you really have to try very hard to be at this abysmally low level. That Jhilmil industrial area, every single resident was infected by mosquito-borne diseases. You have waist deep waterlogging in most of the areas, just Sangam Vihar. You have, deforestation and chopping off of old trees as if it's nobody's business. You have removed the green cover. You really have tried very hard to have the heaviest SPM, special particulate matter in the Delhi air to make it one of the most polluted in the world. I really don't know, but sincere effort, just the basic efforts, to cover it by green, give lungs back to Delhi and see to it that the forest cover is brought back. It cannot be done overnight, but the least you can do is to make an honest attempt at least.
Aishwarya Bhati, I want to bring in Aishwarya Bhati, and let me now acknowledge what Raman Mallik is saying. The Aam Aadmi Party does not have a manifesto. The Aam Aadmi Party will not be part of these conversations. The Aam Aadmi Party will not allow us to ask them questions, and they will not answer our questions. Aishwarya Bhati, on the scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest, where would you rate the state government of the Aam Aadmi Party as a woman of Delhi? Have they fulfilled their promises? Will you place your faith in the Aam Aadmi Party again?
It's not even on the positive scale, it is on the scale of negative. And it is not about perfection. You know, state government, civic bodies, it's not about perfection. I, as a mother, want to be able to not feel guilty that I am serving to my children a life which is full of diseases, asthma. I'm not even sure. A lot of us have come from outside Delhi and made Delhi our home because of professional reasons. In a way, we all add up to what Delhi is today. In our own areas, we have, slowly made a place, and we contribute in a manner to all of our working places, homes, communities, etc. But constantly, I feel guilty that, each house has a child who has asthma. And this problem, when you especially come from smaller cities, you feel so bad that, your parents, were allowed to grow up in cities where your lungs developed fully. You did not have asthma hanging on your heads. Today, let me tell you, Faye, every household in Delhi has at least one child who has asthma. I spoke about how foreigners are looking at our cities when they come visiting. The women's safety, we are not even on a positive scale. Leave aside perfection. We need to at least be able to feel hopeful that we are having a good, decent life. Not like we are serving slow poison and slow death to our children, to our next generation.
In fact, Raman Mallik, I'll come to you. I see you've raised your hand, but Raja Mujeeb, spokesperson of the Swaraj India party. 1 second, Raman Mallik.
I just want to give 1 point. I'm just giving you 1 point.
Okay, which is?
Which is where I am right now. It's one of Delhi's biggest slum kind of area, which is known as Mangolpuri. It's a reserve seat and whatever. I have been roaming around in this place and I see proper sewerages there. Yes, but then where does the problem start? One must understand the sewerages that flow from these
Raman Mallik,
areas.
my question to you is very simple.
Drains,
if you were a woman, would you be roaming around that slum with this much ease? That's my question to you. If you were a woman, would you be roaming around the slum, checking the sewerages, which is part of your job? Is that slum safe for women?
I could show you today. If I had asked your production team if I could hold this conversation somewhere where I was campaigning and I was managing and looking about the selection in the slum areas. They said that probably because of the emotions and exuberance of the people, the rate might go offline. But then I can show you women at 11 o'clock in these areas roaming around and buying stuff and all that stuff. But at the same time, that does not defy the fact that there has been a problem
there are pockets of Delhi that are that safe.
Molestation. Yes, there are. Yes, there are. And please let me finish on this particular point.
It's possible that
must understand and define that molestation, rapes are not just a law and order issue. They are a society mindset issue also. And their bigger problem is because of the societal mindset.
That's an excellent excuse for a job that has not been done. Raja Mujeeb is on the phone line right now. He's the representative of the Swaraj India party. Swaraj India has a manifesto that I'm holding up right now. 1 second, Raman Mallik, I'll let you make your point. I'll let you make your point. Raja Mujeeb, how is the Swaraj India party different from the Aam Aadmi party? Why will the people of Delhi trust this new party now?
See, one of the major reasons that I think you should trust this party is see what we are actually trying to say. See that if it is the same thing that you're trying to say. What is my friend from BJP saying? They're talking about going digital and lighting and improving things and commitments and women roaming around at 11. These are very important issues. But are these the issues MCD should be concerned about? We should be focusing on hygiene, on cleanliness, on pollution, air pollution, making this city cleaner. The problem today is that we link everything as a political battle between two parties. Let's make this an issue-based election. BJP, I read their manifesto. It's completely either lies or unfulfilled promises or more of demand. They have even mentioned that they will increase the funds to MCD. No, the full art of deception. That is a demand, not a promise. BJP is the party that is responsible for the problem that MCD has. It's become a den of corruption. If my friend from BJP is seeing C words in a slum area at this time, that's the problem because of his party, right? That's not because of any new party or old party. BJP has been ruling it. Whether there was Congress
are working fine, sir. Let me remind you of something.
No, are you saying, Raja Mujeeb, are you saying that the issue of safety for women is not important?
I have written an article saying the forgotten Malala from my backyard. Your Prashant Bhushan, he supports an ideology which was pertinent to kill a girl.
Raman Mallik, when we talk over each other, the audience cannot understand us, Raman Mallik.
No moral rights whatsoever to talk about women's safety.
1 second, Raman Mallik, when we talk over each other, the audience cannot understand.
I am not lying. I can give you a fact.
Raman Mallik,
I can give you a fact. Prashant Bhushan ji supports an ideology, and that ideology was competent enough to kill a girl just for going to school. So forgotten Malala from my backyard was my article.
The topic of the debate is MCD, not Mr. Bhushan, not anything else. These are extremely important issues. Women's safety is an extremely important issue. But MCD means
that is how you deviate the topic.
Governance that directly connects with the people. Let's not worry
if I would have said that, I would have been taken to cleaners for that.
Let's think about what the common people of Delhi think.
Raja Mujeeb, do you not believe that the local government, which is the MCD, is in any way responsible for making Delhi a safer city, for lighting it better, for patrolling it better?
It's extremely responsible. But so is the party accountable, which rules the MCD. I never said it's not accountable. No, let's make the parties that have... See, whether it was Congress government or the Aam Aadmi Party government or any other government in the state or at the center, there has been one thing constant in the past more than a decade in MCD, that has been BJP. The CAG report clearly mentioned how they have been giving pension to accounts that did not exist. 50 lakh rupees a day continues for 7 years. Tell me if
Raja Mujeeb, what will your party do to make Delhi safer for women? Don't start a slugfest here. I don't have the time for it. What will your party do to make Delhi safer for women?
If you read our manifesto, it clearly lays out every action plan. Okay. We don't have to just go about...
This is your manifesto. I'm reading the manifesto for the benefit of our viewers. This is a Swaraj India manifesto. Pollution-free Delhi. Main streets and lanes will be swept at night and washed so that it's not dusty during the day. Construction-related dust pollution will be controlled. Strict restrictions will be imposed on burning plastic and leaves everywhere in the city. Epidemic-free Delhi, MCD will run a mission dengue that will control mosquito breeding and prevent it around the year. The control room will be set up for rainwater drainage in the city. Clean Delhi. All public places will have toilets, beautification of public parks, regular licenses will be issued to push cart vendors, so on and so forth. Licensed food carts will be under special supervision for hygiene. Swaraj in Delhi. Hang on. Residents' welfare, the RWA and the Basti Sabha will be taken into consideration when it comes to cleaning up. Liquor vendors in residential areas will be shut down if women oppose it. That is the only mention of women in this manifesto. Schools and hospitals, the opinions of parents of students will be taken into consideration for running of MCD schools. Clean Delhi mission, all citizens, especially school children, will be involved in the Clean Delhi mission. Now, here's my question. Raja Mujeeb of the Swaraj India party. You talk about beautification of public parks. Will you put lights in public parks to make sure women are not attacked brutally when they go for a walk?
Why not?
You talk about taking women's... One second. Not why not. It is not my job to come up with what you should be including in your manifesto. It has been left out of your manifesto. Safety for women has been left out of your manifesto. You talk about taking the opinion of parents and moms on the running of schools. Will you take the opinion of women of Delhi and better light the city to make it safer for them? Put in CCTV cameras to make it safer for them? Make bus stops safer? Make metro stations safer?
Let's focus on the issues that fall under the purview of MCD. We have been raising...
Streetlights don't fall under the purview of MCD? Streetlights don't fall under the purview of MCD, Raja?
Streetlights fall under the purview of MCD to a certain extent, and nobody is denying
to that extent. We have been
launching campaigns. We have been launching campaigns against liquor vents in residential areas because we received complaints from women that it's become a menace. We want to treat the disease, not just the symptom. Let's understand.
I'll tell you what is a menace. I'll tell you what's a menace, Raja Mujeeb. I'll tell you what is a menace. I'll tell you what women complain about, what they find most annoying. Rape. Rape is a menace.
Right, absolutely.
Rape is a menace, okay? And anyone who has anything to do with the city of Delhi, anything at all, in central government, in state government, in local government, in police station, in hospitals, in the street corners, needs to work day and night to stop rape in the city of Delhi. Stop sitting around and telling me it's not your business.
It
is your business.
It is my business, of course. It's my party's business. But my question is that have the parties that have been in government, have they been able to curb it?
You know, I'm really disappointed, Raja, that a party as young as Swaraj India, holding that much hope and that much of a clean slate, why can't you just tell me what you plan to do? Why are you spending so much time pointing fingers at the ones that already exist? Because that is what the two of them also spend all of their time doing, pointing fingers at each other. Vikram Singh, I'm really disappointed with how this conversation is going.
Well, Faye, the less said the better. Let him cast the first stone who has not sinned before. I mean, we seem to be pointing fingers at each other. Let us collectively understand that people have very sanctimoniously touched women issues with a barge pole, with a remote control at best. Nobody seems to be genuinely concerned how to safeguard women in the capital. And this is something that is so perfectly doable. Just street lighting, CCTV, marshals, appropriate allocation of resources and the budget, and yes, you should prioritize women's security as your priority in top one or top two. But if it's something by way of remote control,
how
that you know,
I want to understand,
security can
and
be
whenever you
by
give time,
giving hospitals or removing liquor vents, well, that is wishful thinking. I see that we do not address the problem at all. We are just sweeping it underneath the carpet. If we really are serious, put your act together and give a roadmap.
I would like to understand from Vikram Singh ji, since he was DGP Uttar Pradesh, how did he manage to manage all these issues very well?
Pointing fingers again. Neerja Chowdhury, I'm giving you the last word, Neerja Chowdhury. And here's the problem. Here's the fundamental problem, as very rightfully pointed out by Ashutosh Dikshit. Delhi has a problem of multiplicity of...
One minute, just one line.
Delhi has a problem of multiplicity of authorities. And we've seen repeatedly over the last 21 seconds. Don't talk over me. Delhi has a problem of multiplicity of authority. And over the last 1 year, the MCD went on strike 5 times for the non-payment of salaries. Now, how will anybody ensure that the central government, the state government and any new form of elected MCD will get along and actually run the city of Delhi like a team?
I think that is the nub of the problem. You know, the lack of cooperation between the central government and the state government, the slugging out that we've seen in the last 2 years between the two authorities, and also between the local government and the state government. This is the worrying part of, many people say Aam Aadmi Party is part of the government, is running the government in Delhi. Let the MCD also go to them because it will be easier to work. Many people used to say because the BJP runs a central government, let the state governments be also of the BJP because they'll be easier to work. In a federal structure like that, this is a pathetic state of affairs if we start to feel like that. So that is the problem. But I will sum it up with one line, and you have pointed out in this program very well. Women's safety is not the concern of any of the parties that are going to the polls. That's a hard truth we see in the manifestos. It is, it is not a top priority, and it should have been, given the kind of violence we've seen against women in Delhi in recent months and weeks.
Well, I have run out of time, but I will tell the audience one thing: when you go out and vote, and I understand 1.10 lakh.
I would like to see, if I come on your channel, I would like you to tell the nation how many parties have lost their security deposits.
That's disappointing. That's a disappointing last word, Raman Mallik. I would have expected you to make a commitment to the women of Delhi since you insisted on having the last word. And that is what you use the last word for. Instead of turning around and saying, Faye, I will use this platform on your channel to promise the women of Delhi that we will work really, really hard and do everything within our purview to make sure that the women are safe. You use the last word there to do another slugfest. I want to tell the people of Delhi that at this point, the power is in your hand. You go out and vote. You go out and vote. Don't choose a party. Choose an individual. The local body elections are about the corporator, the person who will represent you, which means that you need to pick someone who will answer your phone calls, who will answer your emails, who will be available to you when you have a problem. So when you have a street that doesn't have lighting, when you have water logging, when you have a drainage issue, when you're getting dirty ganda pani in your tap every day, there should be someone who will answer your phone calls and make a commitment to fix that problem. That is the individual you should be looking for, not a party. And Neerja said very well, very, very well. We're a democracy. You shouldn't be voting because you're feeling helpless, because you don't have choices, because you don't have options. The day that happens, we're down on our knees with no hope, which is not the end of the world. We do have hope. We have the ability to vote. To the women of Delhi, take back this city. If our politicians don't care for us, let's come out onto the street and demand that they do. It's half the city, they cannot ignore us. We are half the country. We are half the democracy. We are half the votes. This is just not good enough. Thanks for watching.